Gabe Jenkins back with you. Hopefully you're coming along great in your AutoCAD career so far. You've done drawings number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 5 has it kind of ups the ante level a little bit more, and you're going to see there's a couple of new tools here that students very often kind of get wrong because they're just kind of estimating stuff and kind of trying to make it look right. But I wanted to show you a couple of interesting tools that help you to make things exactly the way they should be, especially when you're dealing with something called a tangent line. A tangent line has a really important role to play in both algebra and calculus. And what the word tangent means is that you have a line, and if it's tangent to a circle or an arc, it means that it touches that circle or arc in just exactly one and only one spot. So if I have a circle over here in AutoCAD, if I have a circle and if I have a line that just kind of goes through it, that is not a tangent line, right? Because it touches the circle two places. A tangent line would be something that looks like this, right? Looks like that. Now this might actually be tangent, right? It might be tangent because I've set some of my settings to make it tangent. But we're going to learn the right way to make a line so that it stays tangent, so that when you click near an object like a circle or an arc, you can make it so that the computer figures out exactly what the slope of the line is that will make it tangent to any given circle or arc. Okay? So we are going to be working with the tangent tool today. Make sure that we got that going. I'm just going to delete these things before we get started. All right, back over here, we're going to learn how to use offsets and in a time-saving way, hopefully. There's a lot of trimming that's going to happen today, so if you got used to using the trim tool, it's important to begin to see a more complex shape as maybe several things where parts of them have been deleted. And last, we're going to use mirroring, and hopefully that will work for everybody as well. But again, there's not just one way to do any kind of a CAD drawing. There's very often multiple ways to do it. And so the way I'm about to show you how to do this drawing, which is drawing number 5, it's not like the be-all and end-all, only one way to get it done. I'm just going to get it done the way that makes sense to my brain. Okay? And I'm going to encourage you to, again, every single time you start a new drawing, I want you to think about your strategy. Right? What's your plan for getting this done? What's your plan for starting it or centering certain parts of your drawing on critical parts of the AutoCAD workspace? Like, that makes sense as the origin. The very center point would be a great place to place the origin, in part because there's a lot of mirroring that we can see. It's the same from the left and the right, same from the top and the bottom. So everything kind of mirrors around that center point. And so if you can somehow use the mirror tool and establish your origin or a line next to your origin as the mirror points or the mirroring lines, it's going to save you some time and effort. Okay? We might also learn about some construction lines, and that might be helpful as well. So I'm looking at it. I'm going to make my origin right there at the center point. I notice right away that I have a bunch of circles. I got that circle. I got that little circle. That little circle. I actually have a bigger circle here if I trimmed away the inside of it. Same thing over here. Tells me that the outer one has a radius of 2 or a diameter of 4, right? Because the diameter is always 2 times the radius. The smaller circle is over here. It says 2 times the diameter of 2. That means that there are 2 elements in here, this one and that one, that have a diameter of 2. This isn't much of a circle to look at, but you can see, because there's only one center point listed here, this is actually a big circle centered around that center point that has a radius of 8, or a diameter of 16. If I were to draw this whole thing, it would have a diameter of 16. Then I got another circle with the same center point, another arc. So this is an arc, that's an arc, but they were made from a circle with that center point. Okay? Lastly, I know that if I were to draw a line that went from here all the way over to here, it's 32 inches wide. And if I have that line drawn, I can offset it up by 3, half of 6. I can offset it up 3 and down 3, and that would make those kind of like edges right there that would make those lines. So it's a lot to dive into with this drawing, and I'm excited to do it with you. So I'm going to start off by kind of centering my workspace with this right in the middle. So my origin is right here. And the very first thing I think I'm going to do is, you know what I'm going to do? Very first thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make my first circle, that big one in the middle. So it says specify the center point. I want my center point to be 0, 0, and it starts right there. This circle right here, it says it has a diameter of 8.4. Oop, my bad. Picked the wrong kind of circle. Could have fixed it, but I know the diameter here, so I'm going to go diameter circle, specify center point 0, 0, and go, and then it says what's the diameter, and the diameter tells me it's 8.4. Hit enter. Now I got my first circle drawn. Okay. I'm going to make this next big circle around it. Okay. The next big circle has a radius of 8. Here and here. It says there's 2 of them. So center point and radius. Click on that point now. It's got a radius of 8. Hit enter. Cool. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find where to center the sides of this thing, right? So I'm going to center, the center point here is exactly in line horizontally with the origin, and it's 32 32 wide total, so it's 16 this way and 16 that way. So I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to delete this line a little bit later, but for now, I'm just going to draw a line that goes left 16 and hit enter. I'm going to draw another line that goes to the right 16 and enter. And those are going to be the center points of my little circles and these circles right here. So my little circles have a diameter of 2. Center diameter circle, click there, diameter of 2, over here, diameter of 2. Cool. I'm going to make 2 more circles. This one's have a radius of 2. So I'm going to go radius of 2. I could just say diameter of 4. We're hopefully getting comfortable with that. But we're not. Maybe we're not quite there yet, but hopefully we'll get there real soon. So both of these now have a diameter of 4 or a radius of 2. All right. Big money moment right now. What we're going to do now is we're going to figure out how to connect this part of this circle to this part of a circle so that it's tangent in both places. So that there's only one line in the whole world right here that's going to make this, that's going to connect this circle with this circle in a way that is tangent, only touches each circle in exactly one spot. Here's how we're going to do it. We're going to start off by clicking the line tool, and then we're going to just move down here. Now I'm going to hit the shift key on my keyboard, and I'm going to right click. When I do that, it gives me this pop-up menu that lets me set a bunch of constraints about what I want to be true about this line. I want this line to be tangent to the thing I'm about to click on. So I'm going to click tangent right now, and it knows that I want to make something tangent to whatever I click on next. So you can see there's like a little circle that's flying around, a little green circle there. If I click on it, if you look really closely, you can see a circle with a line touching it. That means we're about to make it a tangent. So if I click on it once, boom, I can move it around. It's trying to figure out, okay, what do you want? Maybe the place where it touches is down here. Maybe it's up there. I don't know. It's tangent somewhere. Okay. Now, I'm going to move it roughly up here, and I can't tell if this is the right point or if that's the right point. If I click there, it's not going to be right, right? So I want to make sure it's tangent to this circle as well. So again, I'm going to hit Shift, right-click, and I'm going to click Tangent one more time. I'm going to make it so it's tangent here. And even if I don't click in exactly the right spot, it's going to figure out how to make it tangent for me. Okay? So it just figured it out. Even if I zoom way in, you can see it's only going to be touching in one spot. All right? All right. So pretty great. Let's do it one more time, just so we get the hang of it. I'm going to make a line, Shift, right-click, tangent, click on that circle, Shift, right-click, tangent, click on this circle, and it figures it out. Escape out of it, and that part's done. All right. You know what I want to do? I'm going to mirror those two lines over to the other side just so we get more use with the mirror tool. I'm going to need to make a little, I'm going to need to make a line that allows me to serve as the mirror tool. So let me make a line here. I could do a construction line. I'm just going to make a line from the origin straight up here. And now I'm going to use the mirror tool. We have, again, the whole other video about how to use the mirror tool, so I'm trying to go quickly through this one. Click on mirror. I'm going to select the objects I want to mirror, which is this one and that one. I'm going to hit enter. That determines that those are the only things I want to create the mirror copy of. And now it says, where do I want the mirror line to be? What do I want the line of reflection to be? So I'm going to click here and here. Do I want to erase the source? Nope. And so now it keeps my original lines and it makes the new mirrored lines over there. If I now click on here and hit delete, that line's gone. All right, we're getting way closer here, people. I now can trim some of this stuff away just so it's not visually as confusing. So I click on the trim tool, I'm going to get rid of that line, 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 this one, this one, this one, this one. I'm going to leave this long wide one here because remember we talked about offsetting the line straight up 3 and then down 3 to make this little line here and that little line there. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to work on this left side over here. I'm going to make this arc and that arc. And I know that because there's only one center point mark right here, I know that this arc has a center point here and that one also has a center point arc right there. The inside one has a radius of 10, the outside one has a radius of 11, so I'm going to go ahead and make a center point radius circle because I know the center point and I know the radius, and I'm going to click on that center point there. First one is going to be a radius of 10, then I'm going to do another one, same center point, radius of 11, done. All right, exit out of that. And now I'm super close to finishing, truthfully. I'm just going to offset. Remember, there's a whole video about how to offset tools, how to use the offset tool. I'm going to offset this line that I drew as kind of a construction line. I'm going to offset it up and then offset it down. So I'm going to click on offset. Click. My distance I'm going to offset it is going to be 3 up and 3 down. So I'm going to say my offset distance is 3. And what do I want to offset? I want to offset this. I want to offset it up. Click on it again and offset it down, escape, and all right, time to trim. Get rid of stuff we don't want to see anymore. Click that stuff, trim that, trim that. This, that, 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 boom. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot, people. I trimmed way too much. You're going to find that you trim stuff, you're going to make mistakes. So I'm just going to undo. I'm going to undo some stuff. Okay, so I click the undo button right there and go back. All right, because I need to keep that line right there because that's going to be the top point. So it just undid everything it did on that whole trim, all those trim operations. So I'm going to do it again really quickly, hopefully. Hopefully it'll be a little, I won't make the same mistake I made last time. Click, click, click. I need to keep that. Because really what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep just that shape. So I trimmed way too much. Okay. You know what we can do? Let's do this. We can, again, remember how I told you there's a gazillion ways to do things? Let's do this. Let's just make a mirror copy of this and mirror it about that. Mirror it about that line right here, just like we did with the tangent lines. We're going to make a mirror copy of this. So mirror, select that, and that, enter. My mirror line is going to be here, to here. And you can see as soon as I tell it where the mirror line is, it shows me where the mirrored object's going to be. I want to keep my original one, my source objects, so I don't want to erase them. And I click no, and I'm darn near finished. Let me get rid of last few little pieces of lines here. That, get rid of that. And I am now done. All right. So again, you might see this shape differently, and you might create it with a whole series of different steps. That's totally fine. What does matter in the end, though, is that the shape is right. Okay. So take a second, look at it. Does anything look out of proportion compared to the original? I'm going to say in this case, no, it looks pretty darn good. I don't think I've forgotten anything. I don't think I missed anything. And at that point, you can go ahead and save it as first name underscore last name underscore drawing number 5. And I hope that went well for you. Great. Have a great day, everybody.